Good morning. Galimera, Galispera, Galinichta, no matter where in this weird and wonderful world you might be. Thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your day. I'm upset and I ain't going to sugarcoat it. And I'm upset with fans too. So you know what? Let's rock and roll.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Good afternoon from where I am in this world. Hello, and thanks for joining the Highbury Squad. Unfortunately, because the game has overrun and gone into extra time and penalties, Super Kev will hopefully join us in a little bit here. So you can blame the team on that, or you can blame the fact that there are no away goals anymore. Everyone, hands up who misses the away goals rule now. Huh? Yeah, me. Should have been through with the away goals rule. But no, everyone wants to change the game all the time. All right, let's talk, shall we? Hit the like button on the way in. At ease, everyone, at ease. I lose my manners when Super Kev is not here. Good evening. We're going to need you, Anakin. We're going to need you because there's an evil force that was building this evening. Hello, Matthew. Hello, TT. I hope you are well. Chief Flight Officer Tammy in the house. Many of you will be listening on replay. It's super late in Europe. And those listening on our audio platforms, thanks for checking in. I'm pissed. I haven't been pissed in a long time. Support the team. I support everything about this team these days. And I love them through and through. But comments like this, Lone Star, from fans like you, piss me off. And you know how much I love you. So let's have an honest conversation. So many fans on Twitter tonight poo-pooing and shitting all over the Europa League. That is absolute garbage, weak sauce mentality. I'm not pissed at the players tonight. Did they not play well? No, they didn't. They weren't great. We had chances. It was not a great game. Probably one of our worst all season. But they have played like lions and champions for most of the season. We just needed another goal in that game to coin a very famous Michael Owen quote. So my beef isn't with the players as much as it is with the fans tonight. How can you not want to win the Europa League and be in this competition? How can you not want to be in the League Cup and win it? How can you not want to be in the FA Cup and win it? What is this Tottenham mentality? If you don't want to win trophies, go across the other side of North London. There's a barren cabinet there. All right? You can just stare at that all day long. Take you right into the trophy abyss. I don't get it. I really don't. I haven't been on a rant for a long time. And for those coming in here tonight expecting player ratings and this and that, we all know everyone played shit. What's the point in giving everyone player ratings? I said on this show a couple of weeks ago, sorry, I thought someone wanted to say something to me. On this show, performance doesn't matter anymore. Results are what matter. Results are what matter to the Arsenal Football Club. I don't care if it comes off someone's nose or bum or it's an own goal. I want results, I want 3 points, and I wanted to win the Europa League. And this notion that it's beneath us, that the Europa League is beneath Arsenal Football Club, I don't understand that. What do you think this is? We have to earn winning. We have to earn it. And the comments I was seeing from major influencers as well tonight, I was appalled. I just don't get it. Suggesting, like, if we finish in a certain position, I wouldn't mind winning the Europa League. If we don't, I can't wait for Super Kev to come back and tell it like it is. He will continue to brock necks when it comes to the subject of winning, losing competitions. You want to win everything as a fan. And I don't know if it's younger fans or whatever who maybe just don't get the history of some of these cup competitions. Maybe you have to be from England to really care about the League Cup still, because it's an inconvenience for your schedules. It's an inconvenience. Football is doing this to us. They're adding more games. There's 2 legs. What's the point in having 2 legs in a European tie if there's no away goals? Because it's about money. So everyone has to adapt. So don't give me this, Saliba came off today, Tomiyasu came off today, oh, we're injured, we're this, we're that, whatever. Every team has to play. If you want to be a top team, if you want to win shit, you have got to be in these competitions at the latter stages. Chelsea didn't poo-poo the Europa League. They just went and won it. Man United aren't poo-pooing the Europa League. They want to win it. And then I hear some people are out there saying, if we were in the Champions League this year, we'd win it. Really? Really? We would win it. How would we win it? We couldn't beat Sporting Lisbon to get into the next round of the Europa League. I wanted to win this competition so bad. We haven't won it since Super Kev was playing football at Arsenal. And fans are out there shitting on it like it doesn't mean anything. Did you see what it meant to Mikel Arteta and the team before extra time? He's yelling and bellowing. Do you really want broken players to be out of a competition, to not win anything, to play the next 11 games in the Premier League? Do you really want Mikel Arteta to have to pick them up off the floor? Do you not want them to continue winning and being positive and confident? I just don't get it. I don't. We embarrassed ourselves in Europe again. No excuses about winning the league. How did we embarrass ourselves? I think fans are embarrassing themselves. How did the players embarrass themselves? Ramsdale embarrassed himself tonight with his David Seaman moment. That was embarrassing. That's humiliating when you let in a goal like that. You want Ramsdale to have to get over that at this point in the season. Sure, we have to play better. We have to do better. The manager has to chop and change. If you'd have started Odegaard and Partey, everyone would have gone nuts. This is me talking now, defending Arteta, which I've done for a long time now. So I should stop saying that, actually. I don't know. I'm so pissed off. I'm pissed. Wanted to progress. I'll read out some of your... I'm going to crank it down a notch. We didn't disrespect Sporting. Sometimes things don't go as planned. They don't. I accept that we lost. I accept that we lost the football match. I am upset that we lost it because I really wanted to win the Europa League. Desperately want to win a European trophy. I want this team to know what it tastes like to win together. There are not many players left from the FA Cup Mikel Arteta winning side. There are just not. This team needs to know what it means to win together. Sure, fine, Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko, they've won with City, elsewhere. Jorginho, he has won with Chelsea and with Italy. We need them to start winning together, to taste it, to feel it, to want it over and over and over and over again. And we have fans who, number one, totally disrespecting Sporting Lisbon, like, you know, they're a team, they're not a team with any history and pedigree in football. Like poo-pooing these teams like they don't... Have you seen the teams that are left in this competition? Don't you want to win it? But oh no, we got to win the Premier League. Of course we've got to win the Premier League. But teams want to win multiple things. At what point are you going to... when are you going to take the training wheels off this Arsenal team? We've got to start winning stuff. And fans have to promote that. They have to want that. They shouldn't want us kicked out of the League Cup. They shouldn't want us kicked out of the Europa League. They shouldn't want us to think that we're good enough to win the Champions League when we can't even progress in this competition. This game could derail our whole season. How weak is that? Really? When is this team going to be given some respect that they need to be mentally big enough now to pick up the pieces and move on? Our season was derailed last year. We fell off the mental cliff. We didn't close the deal. We came back from that and are having the season of our lives in the Premier League for years. How is this going to derail our season? Only if players get injured will our season be derailed. But this is big boy sports. The Arsenal Football Club need to put their big boy pants on and they move on. And fans' narrative tonight is just weak. I will get my sword out. I've been there, boy. I have been negative. Okay. I have been pessimistic. And those times have been warranted. We're having a great season. Fans should want us to win, not only the Premier League, but the Europa League too. And look what you guys have done tonight. You've been so loud in your disdain for the Europa League that you're making me forget that we played garbage football. Well done. This is why. So we left Highbury. Okay, so now Reece Nelson and the Emirates exploding after Bournemouth is in the rearview mirror. And this is why we left Highbury for a night like this at the Emirates. Really. And now Phoebe's starting to worry about the Crystal Palace game. Kenny, Sophie, this your attack on the fan sounds like that rubbish guy Lee Gunner. Is it an attack or is it an honest opinion? Call it what you want. The fans mean everything to me. I'm a fan. Calm down, so. Fewer games to play. No division of focus now. It's the Premier League we need. We need it all. Thanks, Sophie. You're 100% right. Goal was too cheap to give away. Cheap. Don't get me started. I put the Greek juju out. I got the evil eye out back here. Do you see it right there? There it is. I bought it out. There's the evil eye. It's here. All of it. We need it more than ever. 300 of you in live chat. If you hate what I'm saying, tell me why. If you love what I'm saying, tell me why. And you're right. Where's Gary? We can't win every game. Mark, the quality of football tonight was massive. All right. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. There's 300 of you in live chat. I am going to put the link in. And if you guys want to come in for a few minutes to have a quick chat with me, there's the link right there. Yep, sold out. Good on you, Sophie. You're a winner like me. I mean, I don't know about that. Ethan, Ethelston, sorry, excuse me. That was my lunch. Where'd that come from? Perrier. The Sporting Lisbon team are quality side. They are. Maya's pissed off that we lost. Adu bottling in action. What the F does that even mean? Oh my gosh, maybe I should just go. Letting this bother me. Let's bring in Nikhil. Nikhil, how you doing?
Sophie. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I sort of rushed home from a work due to try and catch the whole match. My initial thoughts are it feels like a one-off. I think the whole team got quite rocked with the two changes we had to make in the defense. And I'm not trying to make reasons here, but hear me out. I just feel that changed it. I think we've not played a 3-4-3 the whole season as well. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of different elements within this game, a lot of in-game things that sort of went wrong. Everything that could go wrong sort of went wrong. Saliba is a massive miss when he comes off. And then Tomiyasu comes off. And I don't know, Sophie, maybe I'm wrong, right? But maybe the mental state of the players, the rest of the players is right. Are we gonna pick something up if we push ourselves, kind of thing. So I just feel we played in second gear almost all match. I don't know what's your thoughts.
So there's been a lot of narrative that I've seen that many people are talking about, in the sense that the players seem less engaged in the Europa League and more engaged in the Premier League. That's absolute rubbish. I mean, Super Kev will tell you, you go out to play every single game. We play snooker or darts with our mates and we want to batter them. Don't tell me that these players don't want to go out and win this. They want to win stuff. They're professional footballers, right? I agree with you about the formation. There's a lot of chopping and changing. I'm not sure that this team is totally prepared for that, because what they've done so well, Nikhil, is they've created partnerships and they play very well in units. We saw what happened with Kivior and Saliba last week,
first leg,
right? Rob Holding came on. It's not the same, right? Fabio Vieira in the midfield, with Xhaka, it's just they're not together yet, right? Jorginho, he's a little bit more experienced. He just wasn't great today. Okay, fine. We don't expect him to be a giant every single match. He just has to come in and do well when he's asked to. So I hear what you're saying, but I also think that when Mikel Arteta comes from the school of Pep Guardiola, he wants to win. Don't tell me now, like, fans, we take the persona of our manager. Everyone's been trying to sell me on him for 3.5 years. And for the last 18 months, I'm all in. And now fans just want to like poo-poo the Europa League like it doesn't mean anything. That's not the attitude of our team and our club now. That's the Ozil days, the Mustafi days, the Ludogorets days.
I agree. I mean, there was no reason why the boys didn't go. They didn't have to go out and show what they're sort of made of. I mean, I think there was a slight lack of desire, like Kev always says, and I love your show because it's so good to get that perspective. I mean, it's all the players, right? It's all the players. When you go out there and you cross that white line, I mean, it has to be them. It has to be them who pull their socks up, like you said, wear big boy pants and say, let's take control of the game. And I don't think also the narrative that's sort of being branded around that, we were far away from our starting 11 in the Premier League. And probably that's why we sort of fell off a cliff. I don't buy that narrative either. I think whoever was there on the pitch, I watched Fabio Vieira's press conference. And from what he was speaking, I thought he sounded like a winner. I mean, in these situations, I expect somebody like Vieira to take the game by the scruff of the neck and prove why he should be starting ahead of the captain, Martin Odegaard. That's what I expect. I know he won't, but that's what he should be doing. And I just feel like there wasn't enough desire. I mean, we go back to all those things that Arteta says that we saw in All or Nothing. There was a lack of passion. There seemed to be at least a lack of passion. There seemed to be a lack of desire, a lack of hunger. And it just felt like, especially in the second half of the extra time, it just felt like one of those days where the ball's just not going to go for us in the back of the net, apart from the one time. It feels like one of those matches, Soph, and you've described this quite well before. Like the goal we end up scoring in the match is so far behind. It's like it's happened like one day ago. And then we just can't seem to muster anything in front of goal for the rest of the match. I've seen Trossard get a bit of bashing as well on social media, but you have to remember the manner in which the defenders closed in and the goalkeeper closed in.
Who's getting bashed?
Trossard for missing the one-on-one.
That was a great save. Their goalkeeper
that was a really good save.
And their goalkeeper. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this voice. Their goalkeeper had an incredible game.
Yeah.
He was incredible. He was the man of the match. He was brilliant.
I mean, two to three key saves in the second half of extra time. I mean, that was really, really key.
Yeah. Well, look, Nikhil, you bring up some brilliant points. Thanks for coming on and popping in and saying hi. And don't be a stranger. Come back on again. Love your perspective and your point of view. Very smart.
Absolutely, Soph. And listen, once again, like I always say, it's such an amazing channel that you have going, and with both yourself and Kev, to give us fans the opportunity to sort of even come and sort of speak to you all and to yourself. I mean, it's just fantastic. I always watch you guys. Even if it's while I'm doing the dishes with my headphones on.
A good lad.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And my wife has started liking the show as well now.
No, I love that.
Featuring every now and then. So
brilliant.
Absolutely love the job, Soph. And
thank you. Thanks, Nikhil, and love to the wife.
Definitely. Cheers.
Take care. Bye. That's Nikhil there. Let's bring in, who's next? Daniel. Daniel. Good evening, Daniel. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad.
Where are you calling from this evening, Daniel?
Suffolk.
Suffolk. Okay, give me your point of view. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm gutted that we lost. Definitely, like it always hurts to lose. You might not like me for saying it, but like at least we've now got the league to focus on. Yeah, like
what? So, as a fan,
yep,
you want to win trophies, right?
yep, definitely.
We've been focusing on the league all season. We've proven to be the type of team now where we've got mental engagement in the league. You know, being bounced out the FA Cup, the League Cup, and now Europa League. As a fan, I find that really upsetting. It pisses me off that Manchester United are still in those cup competitions. I like to be in these cup competitions, Daniel.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was annoyed with Vieira not being subbed off until
earlier.
Like he should have been subbed on. I would say around 65.
Yeah, he should have come off earlier. Daniel, what do you want everyone to know before you leave? Give me your quick fire closing thoughts so I can get a few other people on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like unlucky not to win tonight. I hope that no one like has a go at Martinelli for
his miss.
Well, keeper saved it.
Yeah, well, I know. And you know what? Bad on me. The keeper saved it. We've got to give keepers credit in these situations, don't we?
And like you said, their keeper played quite well. Like for most of the game, we did kind of switch off, but then once we got into the second half of extra time, which was a bit too late to start really
it was
pushing.
over.
But yeah.
All right, Daniel. Well, I'm glad that you're a bit upset. And don't be a stranger. Call into the show again. Call into the show again. Okay, I'm going to get a few others on here. Thanks so much for calling. That's Daniel, everyone, calling from Sussex. We're going to get Seb in right now. Seb, let us know what part of the world you're calling from.
Hello, Soph. I'm calling from Boston.
Nice. All right. Love a bit of Boston. Give me your thoughts.
You know, so like when we were going to this game, I thought we should be going to win trophy. That's what we hear Arsenal is to win. It's just lackluster performance tonight. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, Jorginho did great in the first opening, I'll say 10, 15 minutes. But after that, I feel tumbled like a,
Seb's breaking up. He's making some really good points, though. And I'm not sure if Jorginho had a good first half. Try calling back in, Seb, if you can, maybe without your camera. I'm going to go to Mohammed now. Mohammed, good evening. How are you?
Hi, Sophie. How are you?
I'm very good. Where are you calling from?
Palestine.
We've had you, I think you've called on before, and we've had our fan forum, and I have seen you on with Magic Mike as well, Mohammed. Thanks so much for calling.
Hi. First of all, my pleasure to be with you for the first time. Of course, I'm a regular guest with Harry Semio, with Tom, with Mike, with all the guys, but you the first time, so it's my pleasure.
Well, thank you so much, and it's great to reconnect with you. I remember we spoke on Mike's show for sure. Tell me what you thought about the game, Mohammed.
Painful loss, and it's after just only days after this remarkable performance and win against Fulham. I think we paid the price for the catastrophic second half. The Sporting Lisbon were much better than us. We're second best. We suffered a lot position-wise. They had all the ball in the second half. We're not concentrated. I think today's loss at the Emirates, painful to swallow, Sophie. But credit to Sporting, they had very good players, especially at the front line. Very good players.
Mohammed, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Were you happy with the team selection? Do you feel like we showed Sporting enough respect? Because at this point, I feel like Mikel Arteta is going to be damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. You know,
No, I think,
hopefully
yes.
Saliba's going to be okay. Tomiyasu will be okay. Talk to me about the selection.
I think Mikel put strong side. I didn't expect Mikel to start Saliba and Gabriel together. I expected one of them, and I didn't expected Zeni also to start. I expected Turney maybe to play. So I think Mikel, credit to him, he put us a strong side. But we struggled, Sophie, at the middle of the park in midfield against their pace. So it was Jorginho struggled a lot, and Xhaka also had not a good match. And the goal we conceded, okay, Ramsdale had the biggest fault, but it's started from Jorginho and Xhaka missed passes between them. So.
And Vieira is still trying to fit into, you know.
For me, Fabio Vieira didn't convince me until now. I know he didn't have a preseason. He was injured, so he came late to the team. I get all that, but he had many chances, and Mikel gave him many chances. For me, he didn't impact the game and the results as it is. He didn't score goals. He didn't make assists. So he's ordinary. I know he has a potential, Sophie, and maybe next season, I think fairly to judge him at the.
I agree. I think he's been cooking a little bit more.
Yes.
In this latter, part. I expect him to play better in Europa
But
League.
I had one point, Sophie, if you permit me, Gabi Martinelli, not because he missed the penalty, but when he's walking to take the penalty, I was scratching my head. Why Gabi? Because he's had many kicks at his legs from Sporting Lisbon during all the match, so he's tired. Maybe he's not ready. His legs, his muscles is not ready enough. He has many hits and many tackles.
I know you can say that too, but look, what about Saka mentally in these big matches still? Like, first thing he probably thinks of is that England game. This was another massive penalty. They've got to be ready and prepared now. We can't.
No, just to continue my point. So okay. I was wondering why not Xhaka or Partey to take the penalty instead of Gabi Martinelli even before he missed, because it's at the end it's poor miss. He didn't have the power to shoot the ball, Sophie. So it's
at that point he had taken some options off, right? Who could have taken penalties. I hear what you're saying, but a player like Gabriel Martinelli should be able to step up into a situation in a game like this now and take a penalty. Mohammed, thank you so much for calling. I'm going to get to a couple other callers. We appreciate you. Do you promise to call back after our next game?
Just put this link, because the first time I see you make the show and call, so it's my pleasure. So it's now in Palestine 1:30 and 15 minutes after midnight. So I decided to jump with you rather than to sleep.
Well, love it, and our love to Palestine, and we hope everything is good out there for you, Mohammed. Thank you so much for calling in. Take care. Lots of love. Lots of love to Mohammed. They're calling from Palestine. Let's see. Who else do we have? We have another Daniel in the house. Daniel, the blind gooner. Hello, Mr. Bailey.
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, Daniel. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Do you know what? I actually feel listen, I've seen a lot of over-the-top reactions to this defeat today. Honestly, it really the mind boggles, absolutely does. And I see the same reactions that I saw after the City game, and I was probably one of the only people to go, listen, just chill. It's not that bad. And I don't think this is that bad either. I think, first and foremost, listen, we have to give a lot of credit to Sporting Lisbon. because they were one of the only teams this season to come to the Emirates and dominate our midfield.
Mhm.
That hasn't happened all season. We have to give them a lot of credit. And actually, maybe it was a little bit of naivety on our part in terms of the way we handled this game. I think Arteta was spot on with his team selection. I think he got it right in terms of balancing the Europa League with the Premier League. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed. I'm not. Listen, it's our season is very much still alive. We've still got the Premier League title to go for. I think it was just one of those games where it could have gone either way.
We've had so Daniel, let me just jump in here, because we've had a few of these games, right? Look, City can still win the league, and they've not been great this season. We could win the league, and we've been really arguably the best team in England this season. But we've also had some stinkers ourselves. This is going to happen in football, right?
Yeah.
What I don't like and what I didn't like this evening is I can accept us losing. I think Sporting deserve respect. And you're 100% correct about how they came to play us, and one of the few teams that has really challenged our midfield. Now, albeit that midfield didn't have Thomas Partey in the first half. And when you have Jorginho, Xhaka, who are two very slow players, and you add Fabio Vieira, who should, I think, be able to play better in a European evening match versus the Premier League, I expected a little bit more. But for fans to kind of be glad that we're out of this, or that we can now just focus on the Premier League, that's my beef tonight. My beef is actually not with the fact that we had a bad performance, because these things are going to happen. And I can't go back on my word, Daniel, and now say, oh, well, we performed. So I'm about results versus performance for the rest of the season. Because we're at that part now where there's 10, 11 games left and you just need the results.
But this will benefit us. I know. I hear what you're saying. And listen, you never want to lose. You always want the winning mentality. But a couple of things. When we at the start of the season, right, we all thought Europa League or top four. We never ever in our wildest dreams expected that come March we'd be 5 points clear and in a title race. So this team already has exceeded expectations. Also, we've made additions, but we don't have. I still don't think we have the squad depth to really compete on two fronts. And I think yes, I would have loved to have gone on and won the Europa League, but I also think that we have a real opportunity to get this title. I really do. I think with us going out, and I'm not saying it's ideal, but we have. We've just got the Premier League. We just have one focus.
We were out of everything last year too, and we didn't finish top four.
But this team this season is more resilient, and you can see that. Listen, we've had a few. The last month has been difficult. We got Jesus back now, who by the way, I've got to say, was outstanding for the part he played tonight. And I think Arteta deserves a lot of credit for the way that they've handled his injury, because we've seen in previous seasons where they've done it with Thomas Partey, rushed him back, and then he's got another injury and it's just gone south. So credit to Arteta and the team for handling Jesus' injury the way they did. But I still think there's more. There's players that have won Premier Leagues in this team now, like Jesus, Zinchenko, who can actually guide this team. And when it gets to the crunch, you think Man City is still in the Champions League. They've still got games. I still think they've got games to slip up. I'm not saying that we haven't. We've got, April.
Daniel, they've got more experience than us. We can't compare ourselves mentally to Manchester City. We just can't.
But you have to. If you're coming up against Man City in a title race, you have to prepare yourselves mentally. You can't look at Liverpool. Liverpool missed out on the title
but
by
fans
1
tell me I
point.
can't compare us to Manchester City because they have so much depth, right?
But
and now it's like pick and choose. We can't compare ourselves to them. They've got more depth, but they can play
we're 5
players in
points we're
competitions.
5 points clear. We didn't
This
get
season,
there
yes,
by
we
luck.
are.
We
No,
didn't get there by luck. We deserve to be there because
I'm not saying we don't deserve to be there. You're questioning Manchester City in terms of what they've got left and being in the Champions League. And what I'm saying to you is that we can't compare ourselves to Manchester City mentally. They've been there season after season after season. We have yet to prove that, whether we're 5 points clear or not. There are still 11 games to go.
Agreed, but there's something not right with Man City. If you've been watching them this season, there's something that isn't right with Man City. I've said this all season. I've said there's something not quite right with Man City, whether it's the way that they play and obviously, you know, Haaland's getting all these goals and stuff, but there's something not right with the way that they play.
Daniel,
Like
I'm going to have to
the
stop
rest
you.
of...
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I hear what you're saying. I do. They are, okay, I will guarantee you, I'll be shocked if Manchester City lose a game for the rest of the season. I think they've been through their blip.
They might not lose a game, but they'll certainly drop points.
So will we.
And yeah, of course we will. Absolutely, of course we will.
We still have to play them, and we've got to go to Anfield. Right, I'm gonna get demsek in. I've got to get demsek in.
Yeah, can I just say one more point because I wanted to touch on this because it's really important. Gabriel Martinelli as well. People need to give him a bit of love. I know he missed a penalty today, but you know what? I saw that today and I said, you know what? Gabriel Martinelli tonight had his Saka moment that he had in the Euros. And look how good Saka's responded to that, responded to missing that penalty and in the Euros. And I think Gabriel Martinelli tonight had that moment. And actually sometimes you need to go through those moments to improve as a player. And I think actually, and I'm not saying it isn't disappointing and he's probably going to be really disappointed, but I think in the long term, he will benefit from missing that penalty. And he will gain
I tell you something. Hold on. I tell you something. If Arsenal fans give him a hard time for missing a penalty, all right, after telling me and other Arsenal fans that we're so happy we're out of the Europa League because we can focus on the Premier League, I'll just spend all my day tomorrow tweeting every single one of them.
Yeah. Sophie,
I've got to let you go.
Before I go, can I just give my channel a quick shout out? Because I'm really struggling at the moment with it.
Okay, of course. How can we help you?
Yeah, so if everybody would please help me build up my subscribers to Daniel Bailey TV.
Give him a follow.
Yeah, I'm going through that phase of because I'm struggling to get the subscribers and stuff. You hit a mental block with YouTube, but I'd really appreciate if people could
no worries. Daniel Bailey TV, go give it a follow. Daniel, thanks for calling in. I've got to get to the other callers. All right, you take care. All right, thanks a lot. Big up to Daniel. Give his channel a follow, please. If half of you gave it a follow, then that would be great. Even if you just half it, give it a shot, give him a listen. Let me bring in one of my OGs here, Mr. Demset. Good evening, sir. How are you this morning?
Highbury Squad is
what's your
disappointed.
Take,
I'm not going to say anything about penalties. They are a lucky dip. If the only thing I'm going to say is if that ball goes in from Martinelli, it'll be a fantastic shot that's been positioned. It's luck of the draw, and that's that about the penalties. But what I do want to talk about is Ramsdale. Right now, that goal is an absolute fluke. Right, it's one of them goals, and that isn't Ramsdale's fault because Ramsdale's doing exactly what Arteta's told him to do and what he does in the Premier League. Not like David Seaman, whose job was to stand in front of the posts, right, stop goals and boot the ball long if he needed to. Ramsdale's a different breed. He's a sweeper keeper. He's an additional defender. Now, two things happen to allow, well, multiple things happened to allow that goal to happen. The referee decides to play advantage. So the ball comes ultimately to the player that scores, who sees Ramsdale way off his line, ready to receive the ball from one of the defenders or to come out and do a rush defence. Lobs it, and 99% of those go over the post. And what we're missing is that fantastic save he made where it nearly knocked him out.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And the one where he parries it away.
We're not out of the Europa League because of Ramsdale.
No, we're not. No, I know. And in the heat of the loss, and we're all upset. We can look at the game in not as a whole. Now, what this game has proved to me, and I think Daniel said it in his, is that our squad isn't quite deep enough yet.
No, but we know that. And I mean, and I have to say, I'm with Don Juan. Excuses. I'm just, look.
No, it's not an excuse. It's fact. It's fact. 99% of those goals
No,
don't
of course
go in.
it's a fact. But when you lose, it can't always be the excuse.
It's not. No, hang on. I'm carrying on.
All right.
Jorginho and Vieira in midfield don't work for me.
Well, not together, no.
Along with Xhaka, and I agree what you're saying. It's too slow. Changes instantly as soon as Partey comes on, right? Because he's got a bit of legs on him, right? But Arteta said post game, and I was tweeting it on Mastodon and other things. The team as a whole were too sloppy with the ball. Zinchenko particularly was too sloppy with the ball, and Sporting at points they exploited the space behind Zenny as he cut in. For me, it felt like a game for KT, a traditional left back who runs up and down the wing to stop them doing that. But the amount of times that they're press and we didn't get round it, we were just sloppy.
Do you know what Kevin would say to you if he was here right now? He would say to you, if Trossard buries that shot, if Martinelli buries his opportunity, if, the header, the Gabriel header goes in, if the second one right after that isn't kicked off the line, we win the game.
Yeah,
right?
We do, yeah.
It's about taking our chances. Tierney playing on the left. I'm not sure how much difference that makes in this game tonight. It's not like they were peppering our goal. They just had a lot of possession and they didn't really have like an abundance of we had most of the chances.
But their possession wasn't as a result of them forcing the ball off of us through their press. It was predominantly through our sloppy play.
Yeah, we weren't great tonight. We weren't great tonight. No. But as a fan, I want to win that competition. I want to win. I want to win it all. And I tell you something, and a lot of fans may not want to hear this. Let's just say we end up finishing second in the league and United win the League Cup and they win the Europa League. They've had a better season than us.
Yeah.
They have had a better season than us because sports is about winning trophies and our Arsenal Football Club needs to start winning some serious trophies. Yeah. Okay, and hopefully we get to do that with the Premier League. I think this was a great opportunity for us to win the Europa League this season, at least get to another final, give it a good crack. These are the moments as a club. You want to be in these moments at these times, on these days, a European final.
I think in chat I'd been saying I was hoping for the double. And it's not worked out that way.
No, it hasn't. Demset, give me a final thought before we wrap
things up.
My final
thought is sloppy game. We now need to concentrate on the league. Put this Europa League to one side, just concentrate on the league.
All right, Demsek. Thanks so much for calling in. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Take care. That is Demsek giving us his thoughts as well. Right. I am just going to, let's see. Do we have one more caller here? Let's see. Is this Lawrence? Lawrence, are you You're horizontal?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. You can be horizontal.
No, I've just come out of hospital. I broke my leg about a month ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, it was my own fault, but that's another story.
Okay, give me your thoughts real quick before we duck out for the night.
I'm just sad. I want us to win all the time, no matter what the competition is, because I think we are a better team than Sporting as a whole. It's just that we were poor in certain parts of the field tonight.
Yeah.
We were giving the ball away too much, which is not like us, you know.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the competition front? You know, in terms of the League Cup, Europa League, FA Cup. Are you the type of fan that just, you know, you wanted to win this one badly? Are you I'm so happy we're out of it?
No, I want to win it all. You know, it doesn't matter what cup we're in. I want Arsenal to win it. It's like what George Graham said. You've got to be in it to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were winning like the Mercantile Credit Trophy and you know, the Makita tournament on a regular basis when George Graham was in charge.
It was pretty bad, wasn't it? In the early days.
I just, you know, I'm just
you know, and I just
I think I lost Lawrence's audio there for a second. Okay, one more call, Hamza. Hamza, where in the world are you calling from?
Calling from Cardiff.
Cardiff. Oh, I love it. I had some good nights out in Cardiff, I tell you.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, actually, I have no one to blame in this game. Yeah, it's really a fascinating game, even though we are sloppy and we tend to lose the game. But unfortunately, I have no one to blame. I know we are trying our best throughout the league. We are beating teams, and we never expect to do that in this league and in this season. But we really tried. And if we are to blame the players and the coach, definitely we are not supporters.
Yeah.
So I'm not blaming anyone.
Yeah, I feel like when we're having the season that we're having, and I've tried to learn many times, Hamza, from my own lessons of, you know, the way I've seen things or, you know, shaped my opinion about stuff. And I try to learn a lot from having a bit more patience. And I've learned that lesson very harshly, you know, in over the last, you know, couple of years, especially. So for me, I just think now we're here, which is the place that most fans wanted people like me to realize that we're going to be here, that people are now poo-pooing a competition like the Europa League. I just don't get it. And Ken, so talk to me about the Premier League. Are you in the group of fans that feel like we can close this deal, or?
Yeah. Actually, you know, at the beginning, nobody's saying that Arsenal are going to perform like we are performing at the moment. Premier League is a very top league, and people were saying that Man City are there for the first seasons, and Arsenal they said we bottled it last season because we couldn't make top 4. Our target is to make top 4 this season, and unfortunately we are leading the league. And I believe that with this is like a blessing in disguise, losing Europa League.
Okay, well, we're going to agree to disagree on that one. Hamza, I've got to let you go. Thank you so much for calling into the show. Promise you'll call again.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot there. I totally disagree with the fan base that are saying that this is a blessing in disguise. Losing and going out of a competition is not a blessing in disguise. It is failure. You lost. You can't compete in that competition. You're out. No silverware. No parade. You're done. How is that a blessing in disguise? You know, I may just go make a chamomile tea. Participating is for children. We're the Arsenal Football Club. We win things. And I'm just going to repeat what I said at the top of the show. If it's a blessing in disguise, there's a team further down the road in North London that wears white and blue who accept bullshit like that. We as fans should have higher expectations because our manager does. And people have been preaching to me for 3.5 years or however long it is that he's a winner and we're going to win things. And he comes from the school of winning etc. So now you can't have your cake and eat it as well. Losing is not an option. You should feel bitterly disappointed. You should feel absolutely gutted tonight that we lost and we're out. And we're not in the competition anymore. And I want you to start thinking about stuff like this. Let's just say Manchester United win this. They win the League Cup. They win the FA Cup. And we don't win the Premier League. What kind of a season is that? Have we had a better season than them just because we almost got there? Just because we kind of almost did it? Ooh. Give ourselves a pat on the back. Winning is everything. And we didn't win tonight. And that means that's one less trophy that we have an option to take home with us at the end of this season. There's one left. It's the one we all want. Let's hope we get what we want. See you after the game this weekend, people. Hang in there.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.